Welcome back to Mysterious Galaxies. I'm Todd, I've got my cup of coffee in hand, and today we're cracking open the cyberpunk cornerstone, Neuromancer by William Gibson. First hitting shelves in 1984, this novel not only kicked off Gibson's illustrious career, but also helped forge an entirely new genre, cyberpunk. Gibson was 35 when he penned Neuromancer, and today he resides in a world that mirrors the cybernetic dreamscape he envisioned. It's fascinating and a bit uncanny how his fiction has meshed with our reality. The internet, a concept once purely speculative, has become as ubiquitous as air, invisible yet indispensable. Cyberspace, a term Gibson himself coined, has evolved from a visionary concept into the foundation of modern life, influencing everything from how we shop to how we forge connections across the globe. In Neuromancer, Gibson not only explores these themes, but also sets the stage for the aesthetic and narrative structure of what would become the cyberpunk genre. The book's gritty neon-lit corridors and shadowy corporate intrigue were groundbreaking at the time of publication and remain profoundly influential. Gibson's vision of a high-tech, low-life future presented a stark contrast to the utopian visions prevalent in earlier science fiction works. And this introduced readers to a world where technology isn't just a tool for advancement, but also a means for control and alienation. But Gibson's relationship with his own prophecies is complex. While celebrated as a kind of techno-prophet, he has expressed discomfort with this label, wary of the implications of predicting a future that in many ways has become a challenging reality. His works are not so much predictions as they are reflections, mirrors held up to our ambitions and our fears about technology's role in our lives. As we dive into Neuromancer today, we're not just exploring a seminal work of science fiction. We're stepping into a dialogue with a future that Gibson imagined over 3 decades ago. A future that feels all too familiar with its digital wonders and cybernetic nightmares. So let's explore how Gibson's debut novel shaped a genre and continues to influence our perceptions of technology and its impact on the human condition. Neuromancer plunges us into a world that is both a dystopian reflection and a startling prophecy of the digital age. At its heart, the novel is the story of Henry Dorset Case, a once acclaimed console cowboy, an elite hacker in the cyberpunk lexicon, whose life is in a downward spiral. After double-crossing the wrong people, Case finds his central nervous system maliciously damaged, leaving him unable to access the Matrix, a vast digital landscape that spans the globe and represents the pinnacle of human-computer interaction. The story kicks off in the seedy underbelly of Chiba City, located in Japan. It's a place teeming with tech run amok and cybernetic misfits. Here, Case is given a chance at redemption, but it does come at a high cost. A mysterious employer offers to repair his damaged nervous system, effectively giving him back his life as a hacker, but only if he participates in an almost suicidal mission that is as murky and perilous as the world around him. As the narrative unfolds, Gibson introduces us to a vibrant cast of characters, each more intricate and damaged than the last. Molly Millions, a street samurai with mirrored lenses surgically inserted into her face and razor-sharp blades slid into her fingers, is both protector and companion to Case. Her cold, calculated precision contrasts with Case's reckless desperation, creating a dynamic that drives much of the story's action and emotional depth. Together, they navigate a labyrinth of corporate espionage, digital deceit, and artificial intelligences that are nearly indistinguishable from humans. These AIs, such as the enigmatic Wintermute, are not just characters, but they're central to the book's exploration of consciousness and power. Wintermute's own mysterious objectives propel the story forward, drawing Case and Molly into a plot that spans from the physical slums of future cities to the surreal landscapes of the Matrix. And speaking of, the Matrix itself is a character in its own right, a vast neon-lit digital world that's as real to its inhabitants as the physical world. Gibson's depiction of cyberspace was revolutionary, painting a picture of a digital reality that users navigate physically, experiencing its data streams and digital winds as a tangible phenomena. This conceptualization of virtual reality predates our current digital explorations by decades, yet it resonates with striking relevance in today's technologically driven society. The stakes are high and the implications profound. As Case and his allies peel back layers of corporate machinations, they confront not only external threats, but also internal battles with addiction, alienation, and identity. These themes are interwoven with a deep dive into the nature of consciousness and humanity's relentless pursuit of power through technology. Gibson's world is one where the digital and the physical blur, where life and artificial life meet and merge in ways that challenge the very nature of reality. But Neuromancer is not just a tale of a future world. It is a deep exploration of the potential consequences of our technological ambitions. It questions the ethics of artificial intelligence, the potential for human augmentation, and the possibility of realities that extend beyond our physical world. Through the journey of Case, a man broken by the very technologies he once mastered, Gibson explores what it means to be a human in a world where the lines between man and machine are indistinct. Neuromancer is a groundbreaking masterwork that has left an indelible mark on the landscape of science fiction. Gibson's debut novel is both a blueprint for the cyberpunk genre and narrative that transcends it, weaving together elements of hard-boiled detective fiction and visionary technological speculation into a tight, propulsive storyline. Gibson's prose is a high-wire act of tight, atmospheric writing that paints a vivid portrait of a future dominated by rapid technological advancements and their intersection with the gritty, raw underbelly of society. The language itself is dense and packed with jargon that feels authentically coined by a culture steeped deeply in the digital and the mechanical. Every sentence is crafted with a rhythm that mirrors the pulsating data streams of the Matrix. Quick, sharp, and immersive. The effect is disorienting yet mesmerizing, perfectly capturing the novel's dark, frantic essence. The integration of noir elements provides a grounded familiarity amidst the alien landscape of Gibson's future. Case is unlike the down-on-his-luck private eyes of detective novels, navigating a world of corporate moguls, double-crossing clients, and shadowy figures with hidden agendas. But instead of rainy streets and dimly lit bars, Case moves through the neon-lit corridors of cyberspace and the equally treacherous pathways of a society where life is cheap and information is gold. What makes Neuromancer exceptional is how it captures the dichotomy of high-tech and low life. The novel doesn't just predict technological advancements, but probes the socioeconomic divides they exasperate. Gibson's vision of the future is one where technology amplifies the disparity between the haves and the have-nots, creating a world rife with both spectacular possibilities and bleak realities. The setting, which ranges from the opulent enclaves of the rich to the decayed sprawls inhabited by the poor, serves as a stark canvas for exploring themes of alienation, addiction, and the human spirit's resilience. Yet Gibson's narrative isn't just about setting or plot, it's profoundly about atmosphere and tone. The way he constructs the world of Neuromancer through Case's drug-addled, pain-tinged perspective offers a visceral, intimate experience of this future. This method of storytelling, where style sometimes overtakes clarity, may challenge readers, but it also leaves a lasting impression, capturing the chaos and complexity of living through a technological revolution. However, Neuromancer is not without its complexities. The plot can be as tangled as the wiring of the cybernetic implants that populate his world. Gibson often prioritizes ambiance over explicit narrative progression, leading to moments where the plot's details become as elusive as the data phantoms flittering through the Matrix. Yet this narrative choice doesn't detract from the novel's impact. Rather, it enhances the feeling that the reader is navigating an incomprehensibly complex digital landscape alongside the protagonist. Neuromancer is a tech-noir masterpiece that is both a product of its time and a creation far ahead of it. Its influence is vast, touching everything from the way we conceptualize cyberspace to the aesthetics of subsequent science fiction media. For anyone interested in the origin of cyberpunk or in how science fiction can explore the implications of technology, not just in its possibilities but also its costs, Neuromancer is essential reading. It's a novel that doesn't just entertain, but also engages and challenges and provokes. Neuromancer is more than a cornerstone of cyberpunk. It's a seminal exploration of the socio-technological landscapes that increasingly defines our world. If you're intrigued by the interplay of technology and society, or if you revel in stories that blend futuristic tech with deep philosophical undertones, then Gibson's Neuromancer is an indispensable addition to your reading list. Gibson's portrayal of the future is not just influential, it's prophetic. Before the internet became household technology, Gibson envisioned cyberspace, the digital reality that individuals navigate and manipulate, altering their perception of both virtual and physical spaces. The concepts he introduced, such as the Matrix and ICE, intrusion countermeasure electronics, have permeated both the lexicon and the development of real-world information technology and cybersecurity. For anyone curious about the origins of these ideas, Neuromancer offers a direct line to the source, wrapped in a narrative that's as compelling as it is visionary. But Gibson's work transcends technological speculation. It delves into the implications of these technologies on the human condition. In a world where technology is omnipresent, and Neuromancer forces us to confront the potential realities of a society where human experiences, relationships, and even identities are mediated by technology. It's a cautionary tale that asks poignant questions about autonomy, identity, and the nature of consciousness, themes that resonate deeply in today's tech-saturated culture. Moreover, the book is a critical commentary on the economic and power disparities that technology can exacerbate. Through its depiction of a society stratified by access to technology and information, Neuromancer presents current discussions about digital divides and the monopolization of technological landscapes by powerful corporations. It's a narrative that challenges readers to consider the ethical dimensions of technological advancement, making it relevant not just to fans of science fiction, but to anyone engaged with the digital rights and privacy issues that dominate our headlines. Neuromancer also serves as a cultural artifact. It's a mirror to the 1980s anxieties about the future, infused with the decade's stylistic markers and technological aspirations. Gibson's stylistic choices, such as his terse prose, his blending of noir aesthetics with high-tech jargon, and his layered storytelling are in themselves reasons to experience this book. They offer a way to see how far we've come in our narrative constructions around technology and how much remains the same. Reading Neuromancer is also a journey into the roots of cyberpunk culture, which has influenced countless works across media. And this includes films like The Matrix and video games like Cyberpunk 2077. Understanding Gibson's work provides deeper insights into how these cultural phenomena came to be and why they resonate with such a broad audience. In essence, Neuromancer is not just a novel. It's a reflection on our evolving relationship with technology. It invites us to reflect on how intertwined our lives have become with the digital world and how our future is shaping up in ways that Gibson imagined decades ago. As we continue to grapple with the implications of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and other technologies, Neuromancer remains a vital touchstone, offering insights and warnings that are as pertinent today as they were at the time of its writing. So if you're drawn to stories that challenge, inspire, and provoke, if you want to understand the underpinnings of much of modern science fiction and the realities of our technological landscape, then Neuromancer is a must-read. It's a book that not only entertains, but also educates and enlightens, providing a rich, textured look at the potential futures we might still inhabit. Neuromancer is undeniably a classic that continues to influence and inspire. Its brilliance lies not only in its visionary scope, but also in its ability to mirror our contemporary digital dilemmas through a lens of speculative fiction. It's a novel that is as intellectually challenging as it is entertaining, packed with enough neon-lit aesthetics to satisfy any cyberpunk enthusiast, and deep enough to offer a critique of technology's role in our lives that remains relevant today. This novel is a journey. It's a vivid trip through the future that William Gibson imagined over 3 decades ago, yet feels increasingly possible with each passing day. The richness of Gibson's world, from the sprawling urban decay to the slick surfaces of cyberspace, serves as a backdrop for exploring deeper themes of human identity, autonomy, and the implications of living in a high-tech world. It challenges readers to consider the potential consequences of our current trajectory, and where data is as valuable as currency, and where screens and interfaces mediate human connections. For anyone looking to understand the roots of cyberpunk, Neuromancer is essential reading. It's not just a novel, it's the seed from which much of contemporary science fiction has grown. It has shaped the genre's aesthetics and themes, influencing a wide range of media, from literature to film to video games. The book's impact is evident in works that explore similar dystopias, advanced technologies, and the blurred lines between reality and virtuality. Furthermore, Gibson's narrative is a masterclass in style. It's a complex weave of sharp dialogue, vivid descriptions, and pacing that pulls you along with almost a gravitational force. The prose is dense, and at times challenging, but it rewards attentive readers with insights and imagery that are stark and often profound. So if you're ready for a book that will challenge your perceptions, offer a glimpse into the origins of cyberpunk, and leave you pondering long after you've turned the last page, Neuromancer is a must-read. You'll come away from the experience perhaps a bit altered, looking at our digital world through a new lens and understanding more about how our future might unfold. And with that, we wrap up today's journey through the digital and the real, the past and the possible future. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, family, and even your enemies. Just Don't send it to any rogue AIs or evil corporations. And of course, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because every subscriber inches me one step closer to taking over the galaxies. And remember, whether in cyberspace or in real life, always bring a book wherever you go. Take care of yourselves and keep turning those pages. I'll see you in the next one.